Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. So, guys, I'm going to do a reading. I asked what this reading was going to be about. Maybe I should stop calling them readings. Um, so, as I was preparing the live broadcast that Soul said I needed to do, hella dramatic. I asked what we were going to talk about. And, what I heard is this will change your life. So, your life is being prepared for some major, major change. And I'm assuming, let me push this back. I'm assuming that it's going to be some good changes. I'm assuming that there are things that have been allocated for you and you're reaching a point of maturity, and that maturity that you're cultivating, that you're developing for yourself, is leading to you being ready to receive whatever gifts Soul has set aside for you. Look how loved you are, getting gifts and everything. That's lovely. Seriously, that is very lovely. Very, very, very lovely. Okay, so let us begin. Let us begin. I'm still shuffling. I'm sorry. We're about to begin. I'm still shuffling. So that means we're not ready. All right. We're almost there, though. Almost. Almost. All right. So things have been going on to kind of trigger you. I'm feeling that. I absolutely am feeling that. Not feeling it like it's a good thing, feeling it like, yeah, I've noticed. I've noticed. Hi, Charlie. All righty. Okay. So, a lot of challenges. You keep rising to the challenge. I would say things are pretty good. Things are pretty good. Might not feel very good as of right now, but I still get the sense that things are pretty good. Okay. So, getting started. Oh, okay. Okay. There's something. Let me brew up some real hot tea right now, because hold up, I need more information. This has definitely caught some of my interest. This is straight up steaming hot chisme. Es muy caliente chisme. It is so. It is. I like my gossip hot. Okay. I don't like that cold. I like it nice and warmed. I like it warm because I want it to soothe my belly as I as I listen to whatever soul gossip is going to come through. So, there's a secret. Right? There's a secret that's being kept from you. I don't know what the secret is, but I want to find out. I'm saying I want to find out what it is. I want to know. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to know. Because I suddenly feel like whatever this is, it's like it's someone's feelings towards you. I don't know that I want to know this. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see how this plays out. So, whatever the secret is, someone is just burning with this hot tea being held bare hands, right? This hot teapot being held with bare hands, and their spring is all upside down. I hope this is not you. I definitely hope that this is not you. And maybe it's a thing of an old cycle. Because look, cycle, right? Maybe it's an old cycle kind of just coming through to be finished off, you know? I'm hoping. I mean, aren't you done with cycles? Because I'm kind of done with cycles. And I like to think we're on the same wavelength. I like to think that, I like to. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's accurate, but I like to believe that we're on the same wavelength. So whatever this is, It's something that you're not initiating. You're not starting this. Someone is starting this. I'm thinking maybe I should just kind of look at where this information is going because I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I would say that I'm feeling mildly hesitant with how this might affect you. Okay. As long as you take full responsibility for whatever this cycle is, um, by autumn, everything's going to be perfectly fine for you. I don't know if it's going to be perfectly fine for whoever else this involves, but for you, I'm feeling like, yeah, no, it's going to be perfectly fine. This is something, I guess this is some type of information that you need to be aware of in order to help you cycle out of this holding pattern. Hmm. So you've been in a holding pattern. Are you holding on to old things? Are you are you allowing yourself to kind of stay in a stagnant space? Is this tying into some type of fear that you can't handle what's next? Let's explore this. Let's explore this. Okay. Mhm. This has really shook you. Oh. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Yes. I'm getting it, soul. I'm getting it. All right. So, whatever happened, it has definitely affected you. You felt like you don't have the freedom that you're normally accustomed to. You felt, I guess, very chained to a specific circumstance or maybe a person, something that is just, I think for you, it's unacceptable, like in your eyes. And I don't blame you. Some things, some people are just unacceptable. I don't blame you at all. I don't feel like you're being dramatic. I feel like you're finally getting to a place where you're understanding your worth, your value, and what you deserve and what you should and should not tolerate. I think life is giving us all of these different situations that are really helping us to see clearly just how powerful we are in our life and how much we can influence the way we experience our life, right? I think for many of us, our perception is very distorted in regards to how we are received, how we can affect change within our lives. So, two things I want to share. Um, for the past year and a half, I have like fully embodied this belief that I am still injured in my back. And the other day, when I released that belief, like I'm not injured anymore, I have to stop with that. I have to stop with that. I'm not injured. Yes, I'm still in a state of recovering whatever strength, whatever mass I lost because of an old injury, but I'm not injured anymore. And man, my workouts have been so different just by that declaration that, hey, you are not in a weakened state. Stop holding on to that. And everything shifted. Everything's been shifting. It's been mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. So, you just shifting the way you're identifying. Yeah, I got injured at one point. Yeah, it was scary. No, I'm not injured anymore. I've worked real hard to overcome that injury. And I could have made so much more progress had I not continued to identify as injured. Now, yeah, whatever you're identifying as, maybe you've identified for a short period as being a victim, having been victimized. Well, I mean, if you've gone through something and someone tried to victimize you, okay. That's not necessarily victim mentality. It's not. It's awareness of what was attempted, the way it affected you. Now, once you begin no longer identifying as that, you become empowered. Are you going to then, as you become empowered, turn around and use that empowerment to attack yourself? Like, oh my God, I should have re identified myself sooner. Baby boo, you're not getting that time back. You're not going to get that time back. Just move forward. Move forward from it, right? I'm over here irked that I can't believe I didn't realize that I kept doing that to myself. Well, you know what? I realize now I made the changes. The changes have been beneficial. Move forward. It is what it is. Move forward, right? Secondly, I feel called to share. I had an amazing session yesterday. It really just, it touched my heart so much because it gave me clarity as to how I'm still absolutely distorted in the way I see myself. I've improved. Yes, I've made progress, but there's still so much distortion to work through, right? So much distortion to work through. And how did yesterday's session lead me to that conclusion? Well, for most of my life, I have absolutely had this, I guess, erroneous assumption that um, Filipina women, because I'm Filipina, uh, would never accept me, that um, other Filipinas would be embarrassed of me being Filipina because of how I behave sometimes. Like I get combative. Sometimes nervous laughter. I sometimes use ugly colored language, right? That's not something that I'm proud of, but nor am I ashamed of it. That's just a part of who I am. I would love to improve that and reduce the amount of ugly colored language that I use. But the reality is, I'm a very passionate person, and sometimes that will come through. The ugly colors will come through, and I just need to accept myself as I am. And so yesterday's session was with a Filipina, and oh my gosh, it touched my heart so much because she shared, how I've affected her journey in a positive way and her appreciation for what I do. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then I'm over here realizing, like, wait, I have quite a few Filipinas who join me in live streams across various platforms. Maybe the way I've been seeing myself as being a detriment to my Filipina people, maybe that's distorted. Maybe that comes from a program from childhood. I mean, have you been thinking that maybe you're some type of embarrassment to um, whoever your people are, whether your people is represented or um, representative of your family, or maybe um, a group that, does the same type of work as you? Maybe it's a region. I mean, I don't know. But I'm seeing that this is a period for the past week, actually. It's been a period of really gaining clarity on how much distortion still exists. Not so that you can turn on yourself and be like, I haven't been doing the work. I haven't been progressing. I haven't been healing. I'm weak and I'm feeling. No, 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 no. This is about recognizing what parts need to be addressed next. This will change your life. Being able to see yourself clearly, meaning recognizing the ways in which you don't see yourself clearly. will help you create some type of game plan to begin addressing those parts of you that are unsure of your worth, unsure of your value, unsure of the ways in which you are more than enough. You being you, it's changing so much. Mm. Michael says to me right now, witnessing me be myself in all of my moods and colors, through all of my stages of development and realizations. It's affecting generations. That the power of simply allowing myself to be witnessed in my most authentic state. There's no pre-planned anything. There's no character that's being played. There's no censorship. There's no none of that. That it's not just affecting specific generations, that it has a reverberation through everything. I had someone commenting the other day that they're in their 80s. I freaking love it. I love it. I love it. I love that people of all ages can simply witness me being myself through any stage, any mood, any color, any of that. And they could be like, you know what? Damn right. Damn right. We're not doing that anymore. Or, hell yes, we're doing that. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. And I know I'm not the only one that has this type of effect on others. I think the byproduct that we don't take a look at, that we don't acknowledge, the byproduct of you being yourself is you liberate other people to be themselves, to use their voice with responsibility, with intention, not just sitting quietly and demure because we don't want to be a problem. We don't want to be inappropriate because we haven't gone through this process of recognizing, although we're incapable of doing that to someone else, that doesn't mean someone else is incapable of doing that to us. That was one of the hardest lessons I had to learn, that not everyone has my heart. It's not a statement of superiority. It's this painful realization that I would never hurt someone else. I would never plot on someone. And just because I have that degree of integrity that I hold myself to doesn't mean other people do. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be exempt or immune from other people's malicious, malignant intentions just because they see my kindness, they see my grace, my patience, my lack of appropriate reaction or response to whatever atrocities they are doing. That doesn't make you weak just because you're patient. But hear this. Just because you have the capacity to be extremely patient with someone through their process does not mean you are helping them to learn and grow about the parameters they're existing within. If you let someone continue to get away with poor treatment that targets you, you're not helping them to learn about how to be a functional, appreciated, valuable part of a group. You're just not. You see, for the people who can sometimes be hurtful and harmful to others, what I've noticed is that for many, if not most of them, there hasn't been anyone in their life that has enforced a boundary. Last night, like, addiction is not a funny thing to me. I don't have addiction struggles. I've never had. Um, so it's kind of like, it's just not a joke to me because I see how people who've struggled with addiction have hurt so deeply. So it's not a joke to me. Things that involve people struggling and hurting so deeply is never a joke to me. And so someone in my live stream last night, I was live on TikTok. Someone in my live stream last night, because I was drinking out of a jar, um, clear water, just water, drinking out of a jar. They're like, "What are you drinking? Moonshine?" And I was like, "Huh. How about you read what you wrote again and then ask yourself why you feel so comfortable speaking like that to someone you don't even know?" Because that's not funny to me. It's not a joke. I'm not necessarily offended, but you kind of need to learn what is appropriate to joke about and really what is tactless, right? And they're like, "It was a joke. Why don't you reread it?" And I was like, "You know what's a joke? Yo mama's a joke. Now that shit's funny." And I was cracking up. I was cracking up. I was cracking up. Yeah, I was like, "Your jokes suck. Your jokes suck. You don't know how to be a good person." Yeah. That's I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't. You wanna be abrasive? Okay, let me show you the consequence of being abrasive. What if I did have an addiction issue? What if I had something in my history involving alcoholism? I'm telling you, if I need to single-handedly change the entire social standard on TikTok, I have the savagery to do that on my own terms. I do. I do. No. No, boo. I'm not part of your generation, regardless of what age you think I am. I am not part of your generation. There's some types of words you will get a consequence from me. It's one thing if we know each other and we've established that we joke in that way, that's one thing. You don't know me, honey. We not friends like that. You don't know me to the degree that you think it's okay to joke with me in that way. We're all learning something. And what I'm learning is that when I enforce boundaries, the people who witness it, the people who are receiving that enforcement, um, we are cultivating the type of space we can thrive in. For the most part, that TikTok environment, when I live stream, minimal trolls, minimal trolls. Why? I'm not having none of that. Hell no. I am not having none of that. You see, when you are very desperate for people to accept you, what ends up happening is you create an environment of people who will simply tolerate you. That you are not teaching people the ways in which they will be allowed to remain in your space and the types of behaviors that will get them booted and yeeted like dirty panties. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You want to change your life? Do you want to change the trajectory of your experiences? You need to begin owning your space. If you don't fully own your space, you will absolutely come across person after person after person who will try and dominate your space and dictate to you how you will be allowed to exist in the space that belongs to you. Right? Yeah, TikTok is a colorful place. It's a colorful place. I had another live stream where there was conflict with a person. Um, I don't remember what they were saying, but I told them off. And then there was someone else there who had been commenting for quite a few minutes. Um, I guess they were resonating. I don't know. They irked me to begin with, to be honest. They irked me. And that person that irked me was not the person I told off. But the person who irked me tried to tell me that I had no right to express the boundaries, the offensive nature of the behavior. I don't even remember what that person was doing. But this person who irked me was telling me that I was not allowed to address it. And I was like, hey, by the way, you don't fucking know me. I'm not a love and lighter. I'm not one of the starseed folks. I'm not, no, I'm not like a light worker, light warrior. I'm not one of those. I'm not socially appropriate. I'm real and I'm raw, and this is my space. And if you think I need your permission to be who I am, like I said, you don't know me. Don't let this, don't let my face misconstrue anything. I'm going to be who I am, and I'm going to cultivate my space. And I want you guys to be who you are. Cultivate your space. Stop being afraid of who you will lose, what you will lose. Those are the people who do not give you permission to continue down your road of progress, your road of growth, that road that you are on that is helping you to heal yourself. They won't give you permission to do that. You know the best part? You never needed their permission to begin with. You never needed their permission for anything. I'd be feisty. My husband says he's spicy too. I forgot what we were talking about. And I was like, I'm spicy. I said that to him. He goes, I'm spicy too. I'm like, no. And he looked at me like, don't tell me I'm not spicy. I said, no. You jalapeno spicy. I'm like habanero spicy, ghost pepper spicy. I'm just like, and he just looked at me, and then we both started cracking up because, yeah. Yeah. No, thank you. I don't even like spice too much. I just don't. All right. 1 second, guys. Just gotta. Uh-huh. All righty. 1 second. Let me just. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Let me also. All right. There we go. Sriracha versus Tabasco. Are those spicy to you, Janet? Because I don't know. My son loves spice. My adult son, he's like Thai spice. For those of you who know, you know. One time we went to a Thai restaurant. It was my adult son, my husband, and myself. It was just the three of us. And they asked him what level of spice he wanted his food, and he said Thai level spicy. And the worker looked at him. He goes, "Yeah, no, that's what I want." Like the poor staff was choking in the kitchen. They were coughing, cooking his spicy food. And boy, oh boy, when that plate came out, he finished it. And I was just like, you crazy. You crazy. He liked it though. He liked it. I think I'm Thai level spicy at times. Not all the time, just at times when it's appropriate. So you have your freedom was kind of blocked. The pathway to your freedom was blocked. And what ended up needing to happen has already happened. It's affected your inner peace. And I think part of what needed to happen was making you very uncomfortable in this environment, in this situation that is absolutely disrespecting you, your sovereignty, disregarding your right to a dignified existence. I mean, damn. Damn. Yup. Because your soul is not playing. Your soul is not playing. It's like, all right, roll it out, do the whole shebang. Let this kid get real uncomfortable so that you don't stay in that space of smallness. This will change your life. Your life is being changed by your soul. And your soul is giving you the power to decide how it will change, how quickly it will change, the new direction you're going to head by giving you the right to choose the options. So make some choices, choose certain things. Definitely do not choose to remain disempowered. Like, no, no, absolutely not. No, mm-mm. That's not an option. Excuse me. That is not an option. So, what needs to happen now is you need to focus on relaxation. You need to focus on the ways in which you are tensing up the very pathways. When you tense up, you constrict, you narrow it down. You are tensing up the very pathways that are designed to allow for you to move forward, to allow you to move into spaces within yourself where you can tap into more of your power, more of your awareness of your sovereignty and authority over yourself. By definition, a sovereign is the utmost highest power for that land. If you're letting other people tell you how to think, how to feel, how to move through life, honey, you're not being a sovereign. You're like identifying as that, but I mean, I could identify as a watermelon. I'm not. I'm not. Just because you identify as something doesn't mean that's what you are. I know that's an unpopular opinion, huh? That's the reality of life. Just because you identify yourself as something does not mean that is what you are. You could identify yourself as powerful, but if everything you do bespeaks your silent belief that you are weak, the predatory people in this world, they're not going to take your words as fact. They're going to receive your energy and be enticed to target you. You see, gosh, I experienced that for a couple years when I first became publicly visible. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because even though I actually am strong, um, it was this thing of me diminishing myself consistently. Consistently. And even though the words I speak are powerful and profound, my energy was communicating my rejection of my own power, my authority over myself. And you know, the funniest thing, it wasn't powerful people who targeted me. It was the weakest fucking petty bitches. I know you bitches still fucking watch me. I called you weak. And you ain't gonna do shit. Because you know what? These days, you try it, there will be a fucking consequence for you. You only could do that stuff to me because I allowed you. People who target others, the whole lot of them, weak fucking bitches. Weak fucking bitches. That's a fact. The truly strong people, no, they don't attack others. They're busy working on themselves, holding themselves accountable for things that they are wondering, like, should I have done that different? Who can I help? You need help? What can I do? How can I help? Let me know. Yeah. It's only the weak people. Mhm. Only the weak people do that. So, you know what ends up happening? It's their very intentions that are giving you the opportunity to finally find your courage. And it's not because you're afraid of them. It's because you're afraid of what you will do when you allow yourself to be as strong as you know you are. You see, that whole time, is it like what, 2 years, 3 years, something like that? And this concluded back in 2018. That whole time, I wasn't afraid of them. What I was afraid of was once I started the correction, that I wouldn't stop and that these petty, jealous, weak bitches would not be able to withstand the force of what I bring. Because let me tell you, I am very aware. Had I spoke openly about what was being done, what was happening, instead of trying to be politically correct, I would have abso-fucking-lutely demolished all that business effort that person was trying to put, because their entire business was built on my back. I didn't even have to talk shit. If I simply told the truth of what was being done to me, would have fucking destroyed their whole business, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I felt bad. I thought about, like, well, they have a kid. I don't want to do that. There's room for everyone to succeed. I believe that. There's room for everyone to succeed. But the people who use you and try and climb on you and claw you, let their fucking bodies hit the floor. Those are people who are dangerous to others. Correct what needs to be corrected. I'm not talking about retaliation. I'm talking about full-on correction. Full-on correction. I'm not about retaliating. I'm just not. That's beneath me. Because that comes from a space of trying to be a mirror of the very ugliness that I'm trying to liberate myself from. I don't want to be a mirror of the person I already have developed a disdain for. I don't want to be anything like them. So, retaliation? Nah. When you take it too far, now that's a correction. You need to be reminded of your proper place. And it's nowhere near me. Nowhere near me. When you can allow yourself to really get to a space where you understand what actions you are taking, right? When you can allow yourself to be who you are and take the appropriate measures to rebalance your life. Sometimes it has nothing to do with someone else. Other times it has to do with correcting someone else who keeps trying to create imbalance. At the end of the day, your focus is about rebalancing your life, taking the appropriate actions that are necessary to do that. You deserve that. You deserve to have your peace replenished. You deserve that. Again, your focus is not someone else. If someone else keeps trying to be the focus and create problems for you, that needs to be corrected so that you're not continuing with those same cycles that are intended to deplete you. We have to realize that our soul will allow these types of circumstance to reach us and affect us so we can choose ourselves, our healing, and our growth. You are being provided the opportunity to learn something profound with such an ugly circumstance. And what you are learning is cultivating the development of maturity. As you mature, emotionally, intellectually, energetically, spiritually, all sorts of layers and levels of maturity being developed. As you mature, you are that much more prepared to live the purpose you are designed to live. So, taking the focus off how you feel about someone and putting your focus on what is it in me that is causing me to hold on to things that are no longer serving me, connections that are hurting and harming me. It's about finding your power and using it to grow yourself, to heal yourself, to redirect your focus back on you, because at the end of the day, you are literally the only thing you can control. Literally the only thing. So I have this 16-year-old bully pit. She crazy. She's straight up senior citizen. She old lady status. And what I mean by that, she don't give a single fuck. She just gonna do whatever she feels. She gonna walk as slow as she wants. She gonna ignore you if she feels like it. She'll stare at you for no reason. She does whatever she wants. Hey, she's 16. She's earned the right to do whatever the hell she wants. She can drink out of anyone's water bowl. She don't care, right? We tell her, "Hey, don't drink out of that." She has her own water bowl. We give her meds in her food with oils, and that's all over her, whew, all over her muzzle. And our little tiny Joy Joy dog, Miss Joy Joy, she can't have none of that. And so Miss Shiva over there drinks out of her little water bowl, tiny little water bowl, fills it up with all sorts of fun stuff. And you tell her, "Hey, don't drink out of that." And she don't care. Absolutely selective hearing. Earlier, I was like, "Hey, lady." She's sick of my shit today. Shiva is sick of me today because I had to clean her eyes. She has allergies. I had to clean her eyes, and she's just so sick of me. She's like, "Don't play with me, woman. You've touched me enough today." So as I'm yelling her name, 0 F's given. Didn't even turn to look at me. Not a single time. And my husband is cracking up. What if it's time for you to enter into the elderhood of your soul's consciousness? What if you have been existing in that toddlerhood of soul for so long that you think that's all there is, that you are now so grown and this. No, that's the tweendom. That's a tweendom. I was talking to my son's girlfriend the other day, and I was like, I used to think that when I hit 30, um, that I'm a full on adult now, right? And then I look back at my 20s and I'm like, oh my God, I was such a kid still, like an adult kid, but a kid, right? And then I'm in my 30s thinking I'm super grown. Now I'm in my mid 40s and I'm like, you barely touching into your tweendom in your 30s. Like your awareness of life is not quite there yet. It's just part of growth. I remember when I was in my early 20s and one of my older cousins was in her early 40s, I believe it was. She goes, "You're still a baby." And in my head, I was like, I'm a full on adult. She goes, "You'll understand once you hit the 40s too." And I was like, I'm an adult. No, boo. I was not. I was not. Now I'm in my mid 40s and I'm like, hey, I'm in my young adulthood. Right? I think as we grow, we begin to realize how little we actually knew way back when we thought we were already fully developed, that we've reached our apex. Can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you anyways. I'm going to tell you anyways. I'm going to be like the Filipino tita that just doesn't give a fuck if you want to hear it or not. I'm just going to tell you. So, yeah, no, you actually never hit the apex. Yeah. You just continue growing for the rest of your life. You continue growing for the rest of your life. Unless you wanna be one of those people who, really is just hell-bent on staying the same, which you have a right to do that. I don't know how happy life will be, but you have a right to choose that. Um, yeah. You're gonna keep learning and growing for the rest of your life. And the more you learn and grow, the more you realize how little you've actually known this whole time. And it becomes less and less important for you to impress people, for you to be able to um, present yourself as some type of way to someone. I'm at a point and I don't even feel I'm fully grown yet. I don't even feel like I've hit my prime yet. Oh my God. I feel like I'm starting to touch the outer fringes. But I'm at a point where I feel like, I am what I am, who I am, how I am, and it is what it is. It is what it is. And um yeah, it is what it is. Now, if my behavior um is something that I feel even after the fact is inappropriate and I feel I need to apologize, I absolutely will. I absolutely will. Just because I say I am who I am does not mean I'm completely inconsiderate and callous. It means I'm going to keep learning and growing. I don't demand perfection from myself in that way anymore. I still have struggles with perfectionism, but I'm giving myself grace. And I think if you begin giving yourself grace, you're going to change your life in the most beautiful of ways. It's okay to get disappointed here and there. Sometimes when your expectation is not aligned with the reality of what you're dealing with or trying to create or the circumstance that you've inserted yourself into, of course you're going to feel disappointed. Of course. That's fair. It's fair. It's to be expected. That's not the end all be all. It's not. Yesterday was my mother's birthday. And every year on her birthday, I like to send my sibling and his kids some type of snack that she loves. So yesterday I sent a birthday cake from a Taiwanese bake shop. And I wasn't telling my brother what I was sending. I was just like, "Hey, is anyone gonna be home today?" Because I knew it was a Monday, work day, of course, you know? So I'm like, "Is anyone gonna be home?" And he tells me that yes, him and his wife, my sister-in-law, are gonna be home. And I was like, "Okay, good." And then an hour before the cake arrived, I was like, "Hey, are you guys just wanna make sure gonna be home within the next hour?" He's like, "Yes." I was like, "Okay, well, something's arriving within an hour." And this fool says, "I hope it's a small monkey." He hopes it's a small monkey with the twisted fingers emoji. I can assure you it is not a small monkey. It is not. It's just a cake, dude. I don't know if he was disappointed, but if your expectations is not aligned with the reality, like I'm not having exotic wildlife shipped to you, sir. Like, no, it's definitely not a small monkey. But then I'm over here like, I wonder how much sugar gliders cost. I wonder how much sugar gliders cost. I can start saving because I feel like my niece needs a sugar glider for her birthday. My sister-in-law is gonna kill me if I do that. A, you gotta just make sure that your expectation is aligned with the reality of what you're dealing with. And I mean, my brother knows me pretty well. It's not unheard of for me to do something like that. Sending weird stuff like that. Like, yeah, what if I actually had sent a small monkey? Who knows? Maybe for his birthday. I don't know. How much are sugar gliders? Let's look that up real quick. Buy a sugar glider. What do they need? They don't die easy, right? They live long? I don't know. An adult can cost between 150 and 1,000. A baby can cost anywhere from 350 to 1,500. Huh. But the thing is, he works in the OR. He does like 10, 12-hour shifts. You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna order online a guinea pig. He's gonna be so mad. I'm gonna order his kids a guinea pig each, and we're gonna pre-name them. Um, Shoe, Gar, Glider. And then I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, sugar glider in the mail, ETA 2 hours." He's gonna be like, "What?" Yeah, 3 guinea pigs. Yes. Oh, he's gonna be so mad. Oh god, my husband's gonna be mad if I do that too. Eesh. We shall see. We shall see. All right. Wonders in reverse and then adventures in reverse. The process that you're in, it's gonna leave nothing to wonder. You're gonna be shown like the deep depth, the underbelly of the process that you're in, and it's not gonna be an adventure. It's gonna be laid out before you, but you're probably not gonna wanna believe it. Your life is being positioned to change tremendously, tremendously change. I know my husband's listening to this live stream and he's totally going to try and lecture me as soon as I'm done. He's going to be like, "You cannot just be sending living things. You cannot just be sending living things to people." You don't know me and my siblings. We abso-fucking-lutely could. Because that's what they do. One of my siblings sent my cousin, our baby cousin, for his like fourth or fifth birthday, something like that, maybe third birthday, a baby iguana. Did not ask our aunt or anything. He was just like, "Yeah, no, just take care of it." And my aunt was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to touch it. She was so mad. And then Shiva was actually our 16-year-old lady, was actually a gift for my son. My sibling did not even ask if we wanted a dog, what type of dog. What he did, you guys, my family is, I love it. We're so ratchet. He got a show dog for his client. He got a show dog, a show bully for his client friend. Um, I forget his name. It's some celebrity guy. And then the guy was like, "Oh, I gotta travel a lot." So then my brother turns around and gives it to my son. And I'm like, "Dude, what are we gonna do with that? That's gonna get real big." And he goes, "Just take care of it." Didn't ask at all. At all. She's like 100 pounds. Well, no, she's probably like 80 pounds now because she's old. But yeah, in her prime, she's like 100 pounds, 110 pounds. Like, holy shit. We had her for a while. That's within the realm of what my family does. we just send we send animals. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's what we do. Okay, fiery climax approaches, but it's in reverse. Don't worry. There's no side swiping you. There's none of that. All of this, like I said, it's going to be laid out by soul. Soul is going to give you indications of what's going to happen next. But if you don't want to believe it, then yeah, go ahead and pretend to be surprised. Go ahead and pretend to be surprised. But it's not going to be a surprise because soul is already going to tell you. Soul is going to tell you. You and your loved ones are safe. Don't worry. This process, whatever this is, it's not going to endanger you or anyone you love. This is really a process to trigger an internal thing. This is cultivating something inside you. Once that internal thing gets shifted, your entire life is going to change, like tremendously, tremendously, tremendously change. I would let it happen. When you let that change occur, your finances and opportunities are going to flow so much better. It's going to flow so much better. You have to listen to what soul is telling you. You have to accept that instruction. Confidence is your key to success, but it's in reverse. Listen, soul already knows your defiant ass is going to feel very insecure, very uncertain, very resistant. It's made accommodations for that. It has. It's made accommodations for that. You're going to be perfectly fine. You don't have to be confident. You don't have to have conquered your ego or any of that. Like, it would be good to work on those things. Obviously, it would be good to work on those things so you can feel more at home within yourself. But that's not a prerequisite for this change that's coming. It's a major change. Major, major, major change. You can feel how your energies are shifting. You can absolutely feel it. If you allow yourself to feel it, well, I mean, you know, you know. I don't know if you know. I think you should start to get to know yourself. I think you should start to allow yourself to um, come to better terms with exactly what needs to be done. Oh, I love this. The next card. You are good enough. Okay, guys. Okay. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. You've been through things that were intended to destroy you at some point. You've lost pieces of yourself. You've lost sight of this and that. You've lost your direction. For some of us, we've even lost our voice. You've been through a lot. And everything that you've been through was designed to show you that you are enough. You are enough. You're holding your breath, waiting for that moment when you become something else, someone else. Soul says, take time to breathe out. You don't have to become someone different than who you already are. You are naturally going to change through your life. Through all the things you go through, you will naturally change, grow, evolve, expand your awareness of yourself. You will naturally change. You don't have to force any types of change. You just don't. You become more and more of who you are with everything that you go through. You lose more and more of those coping mechanisms because you need them less and less, right? Work through your fears in reverse. That's telling me that this is not a requirement. That as you go through the things that you are going through, you will naturally just begin to resolve some of those fears. They will begin to dissolve. They will begin to become something that was just a part of your history. I used to be afraid of the dark, like deathly afraid of the dark. And those who have more than just empathic abilities, those who have the ability to see, to hear, to sense things that are not in physical form. I know you know how that feels, what that fear is like, what it is rooted in. I didn't become stronger, and that's why I'm no longer afraid of the dark. I went through everything that I went through and realized I've always been this strong, and I'm not going to play small anymore. I'm not going to simply allow things to be done to me. I am standing my ground. And as I made that decision, that fear, that crippling fear that I had, it simply just went away. I don't even know at what point it went away. It just doesn't exist in me. It doesn't. It doesn't. And it's not that I stopped caring. It's that I recognize when I feel that instant sense that typically for most people, it will lead to an overwhelming sense of fear. I'm aware this is my awareness is being brought to something. What am I hearing? What am I sensing? What is the appropriate response? What needs to happen? Years ago, I don't even know how many years ago. So my family is proficient in pew pews. Okay, we're proficient. And I heard something. I was heading to bed. I might have just probably just fell asleep. My husband had been asleep for a little bit already. And I heard something. It almost sounded like someone broke a window, like tried to gain access to the house. And what did I do? I woke up my husband. I said, "You need to go check downstairs." Did I go and hide? No. I went ahead and I loaded my sidearm and I waited. If I hear anything, I'm coming out. If I hear anything, I'm ready. What are you going to do? I don't fucking know. Wait, isn't that some Bonnie and Clyde thing? I need to stay upstairs and make sure my children are okay because ain't nothing coming upstairs and harming my kids. That's the reality of it. And it was just Shiva. She just knocks stuff over. She don't give a fuck. I told you. She's too old to care. Yeah, she knocked things over and I was like, "Oh, okay. Going back to sleep." Was it scary? No, it was like, "Oh my god. What the hell was that? What was that?" It was nothing. It was nothing. But are we gonna sit here and pretend like everything we sense is nothing? No. We need to investigate to the degree that is appropriate. My poor husband had to be on the second floor, clear the first floor, and then check the basement. Poor guy. He had to do all 3 levels of that house. I was just like, "Hey, you know what? That's your exercise for the day." Zero mercy. You know? You have to assess whatever you're sensing, you have to assess it at least to some degree to ensure that this is not something that needs to be addressed immediately. Assess. It's not about you trying to start stuff. It's not about you waiting for the other shoe to drop, being in a fight or flight state your entire life. No, it's about giving yourself permission to have the appropriate response. And when you do that, you don't have to wait for the other shoe to drop. You know you have both shoes on your feet and that you can walk through life without fear of injuring yourself, right? A win-win outcome is forecast, but it's in reverse. Anyone who tries to stand against you, especially for this process, they will lose. Rightfully so. I would celebrate it. And anyone who tries to tell me, like, Emmy, you can't say things like that sounds really rude. I don't care. That person wanted to hinder your process. That person wanted to get in the way of what your soul already has planned for you. They will lose. And yes, they should. They should lose. I'm not going to apologize for that. I want you to succeed. I want you to grow. I want you to be able to recognize how strong you are. I don't give a shit about their feelings. Why should I? Well, what if they've been through? Then they need to go to therapy or something, and they need to leave you alone. When you're sitting in your space of peace, minding your own business, we don't need to worry about the causations that have caused this individual to be disruptive to you. We just need to remove their access to you so you can go about your peaceful way. That is the reality of things. There will be some people who will cross your path because you are destined by way of soul agreements to help each other. And then there are other people who are just people. And it is not your job to be a messiah for everyone you come across. Do I need to remind you what they do to messiahs? They crucify them. They crucify them. Because those people who you're trying to save are the very reason they are living the life they are living. It is through their choices, their perception, their entitlement that their life has gone the way it has. And I promise you, the moment you try and save those type of people from themselves and the outcome they created, you just volunteered yourself to be crucified. Mhm. I learned that the hard way. So now, if my heart calls me to help, I will offer. You don't want to accept it? Okay. The offer's there. If you ever change your mind, the offer's there. Yep. And if circumstance changes and I'm no longer able to help and you waited too long and now you want me to help because I offered 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'm sorry. The circumstances change. I'm not able to help anymore. I wish you had allowed me to help when I first offered. I'm not going to be obligated to something that was offered during a time it was feasible. And now you're coming to me at a time where it is impossible for me to do that. There's nothing I can do. I will not harm myself anymore to prove to someone anything about myself. I don't offer things that I don't intend to fulfill. But when my circumstance changes, unfortunately, that offer is no longer available. When it becomes something that I can't feasibly fulfill that anymore. Sorry, you waited too long. You waited too long, right? And some people might be like, but they're going to be so sad and upset and disappointed. You're doing them a disservice with that logic. When you are honest, if your situation has changed and you're no longer able to do what you had once offered to do when it was possible, you teach them about the consequences of their actions, that you cannot delay things indefinitely and expect the world to revolve around you. Years ago, my husband's mom, my mother-in-law, was working with a travel agency. And she was living in Hawaii at that time. And because of specific situations, she was able to get $200 round trip tickets for Christmas time. And she asked us to spend Christmas in Hawaii with them. And I was like, okay. So she got us plane tickets, me, my husband, all our kids. And then she asked if my mom wanted to come because her and my mom were cool with each other. They liked each other. And I asked my mom, and she goes, no, 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 no. And I kept asking her, are you sure? Are you sure? The round trip ticket is only $200. Are you sure? And she kept saying no. And then I remember my mother-in-law told me that specific day, okay, this is the last day I can get those tickets at that price. Is your mom sure? And I was like, yeah, no, she doesn't want to. I don't know if she already has plans. She doesn't want to. So we left it at that. Maybe a week later, like 2 days before we were going to leave, she's like, okay, I'll come. What? Okay, I'll come. I'll come. Take me to the mall. I'm going to get my outfits. I'm like, you can't come. There's no more plane tickets. There's literally no way for you to come. You can't come now. No, she was upset. She was disappointed. I get it. That's on you, lady. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Cancel Christmas? Go another time? I've been asking you for like 2 weeks. She was upset. She was expecting me to make something happen. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I was telling you, come with us. So she had to learn. Was that something I was pleased with? No. That would have been so fun if she had come. Her and my mother-in-law got along so well. She could have had such a good time with my mother-in-law and all her sisters, and that would have been so amazing. She chose that. Should I cancel the trip because she chose that and we need to suffer with her? Absolutely not. No, my children need to meet my husband's side of the family. Absolutely not. You apply that type of circumstance to your life. How many times have you done that? How many times have you done that where you accommodated someone else's consequence to shield them from the reality of how their decisions are affecting their life? And then you're allowing it to affect your life as well. We need to change that. No, I did not celebrate or flaunt that she couldn't come. I felt bad for her, but there's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing that I can do. I even went and asked my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law was like, "What? I've been telling her." I was like, I know. If there's nothing that can be done, I'll just let her know. But I wanted to at least ask you. There's nothing that could be done. And that's just that, right? I'm not talking about celebrating when someone is made to do without because they didn't listen to you. No, that's not a nice thing. It's not. It's not a nice thing. But not choosing to sit there and suffer with them and deprive yourself just because the consequence of their choice has caused them to be upset. That's not a nice thing to you. Don't do that anymore. You have to begin just allowing people to live their life and you live your life. And when there are opportunities for both of you to experience wonderful things together, then yeah, lovely. And if it doesn't come together, then it doesn't. No hard feelings. There might be some disappointment, but it is what it is. It just is what it is. It's not a big deal, right? Allowing yourself to feel even just a moment of disappointment, to acknowledge um, how you feel. That's healthy. Staying there, obsessing about it, becoming fixated, that's not going to help you. It's not going to change anything. So acknowledge for a moment and then carry forward. Golden crown in reverse. Your higher self is giving you all these messages, and you're upside down in your perception of how your soul communicates with you. So you're not receiving the messages. You're receiving it, but you're not recognizing it as a message. You might be like, oh, soul, give me a sign. And then you get the sign that you're um, asking for. And then suddenly you're like, oh, maybe that's not a sign. Maybe that was just a coincidence. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't a coincidence. It was a sign. You asked for a sign. You were given a sign. Accept the sign. Accept the communication. Because this is how soul is guiding you. If you want to minimize the amount of struggle, you have to start allowing yourself to receive the messages. Okay. Because of your uncertainty, your disbelief in your gifts, all of us are gifted to some degree. Literally everyone. This is why, like, some people are like, "Oh my God, Emmy, you're so gifted. You're so powerful." Boo, so are you, though. So are you, though. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you wish you could do what you have your own gifts? Like, what? That's why I don't understand. I literally cannot wrap my brain around when um, someone accuses me of being arrogant. Arrogant? I literally feel like all of us are important. What? Oh, you mean I intimidate you? It's okay. It's okay because I'm not competing with you. You're the only one competing here. That's why you feel intimidated because you're low key trying to compete with me without me even realizing that's what you're doing silently in your head. And you're becoming intimidated because you see how driven I am in anything that I do and how much I'm now able to acknowledge my capacity. So when I speak openly about that, it makes you feel like I'm being arrogant. Right. Right. Oh, there was a video. I want to share it with you guys. This was an important thing. Hold on. Where is it? I know I downloaded it because it was profound. No, it was not that. It was this. Yes, this. Okay. Let me airdrop this to myself. I'm just going to whisper a little conversation between the self and the soul. Okay, girlfriend, I just turned on the airdrop stuff. Give me 1 second. Okay, it's connected. Now, if you could kindly find the MacBook. Okay, it's waiting on you, MacBook. MacBook, please accept the airdrop. Eagle One to Nest. The package is en route. Eagle One to Nest. Thank you. Nest to Eagle One, we've received the package. We have received the package 10-4. I still remember some of my 10 codes. What's your 20? What is your 1020? I'm sitting here in my little ass office preparing to play a video. All right, here goes.
Sometimes we don't realize this. A lot of times we are willing to help people, friends. We are friends to people who are not friends to us because we are not actively competing with them. Which brings me back to the original thought. You don't know who your friends are until they're offered the opportunity, or they can identify an opportunity to assist you with advancement in your life. And if they do it or not. And a lot of these people that we have commonalities with, that we gift the label of friends, are simply our competitors, and we don't know it because we're not competing with them.
I gotta add this.
Did y'all hear that? I was like, hot diggity damn. That's exactly how it went down. That is exactly how it went down because I didn't know. I did not know that this was a competition that was happening. I thought it was a couple of friends helping each other, promoting each other, encouraging each other. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Let me play it one more time so y'all can really hold on. Let me just. All right.
We don't realize this. A lot of times we are willing to help people, friends. We are friends to people who are not friends to us because we are not actively competing with them. Which brings me back to the original thought. You don't know who your friends are until they're offered the opportunity, or they can identify an opportunity to assist you with advancement in your life, and if they do it or not. And a lot of these people that we have commonalities with, that we gift the label of friends, are simply our competitors, and we don't know it because we're not competing with them.
I gotta add this.
You have to know who's in your circle. You have to allow yourself the opportunity to recognize the degree of quality of connection or lack thereof. You have to. With everything that's shifting, the ways in which soul is trying to change your life, if you don't stop and assess the type of character you are entrusting your process to, you might make things really hard for yourself. You might deplete your own strength trying to protect and uplift and support the very person who sees you as the competition, but just doesn't have the courage to be outright in their desire to compete with you. Boo, not everyone has your heart. I don't compete with others because I genuinely feel like there's room for everyone to succeed. Anyone who knows me to even just a little degree of familiarity knows when you have something amazing happen for you, I'm genuinely very happy. It's not a fake thing. It's not like, oh, good for you. It's like, fuck yeah. Oh my God. That's so amazing. Because that's how I feel. You're achieving the things that are for you. You put the effort in. You worked for it. You earned it. Hell yes, we should celebrate that. Because whatever is for me, I will work for it and I will earn it. And no one can take that from me. That's why I don't see anyone as competition. And as beautiful as that is, it's only half the truth. It's my half. The other half of the truth is whoever it is you're in some type of connection with. Do they see that as their truth as well? Where you are not competition, where you are co-creating something beautiful separately and together. And they are genuine. They are genuine with you. They genuinely want you to succeed. And if they are not like that with you, okay. But you just have to know where you stand. You have to know their proper place in your journey. That is not someone to trust with your innermost feelings and secrets and plans. That is not someone you are going to turn to when you are falling apart. That is an acquaintance. If that is merely an acquaintance. And you keep right on moving forward. You keep right on working with yourself, on yourself, for yourself. And eventually, when you align the components that need to be aligned within you, you will draw to you the people who are just like you, who genuinely celebrate when there are things you need to celebrate, who genuinely care, who genuinely feel some type of way when you hurt, who don't want to see you hurting, who want to protect you as much as you try and protect them. I'm not speaking beautiful things. I'm speaking reality. This is my life. This is what I have lived. This is what you are in the process of creating for yourself. Do not stop until you make this your reality too. There is room and opportunity for all of us to feel comfortable in our life, to feel loved, shielded, held softly. All of us can have this. There is nothing about me that makes me more worthy of this than you. I have my good days and my bad days just like you. I have misunderstandings just like you. I have an attitude. I don't know if you have an attitude. It depends. It depends on who I'm speaking to. I have an attitude when I need to. When I feel I need to. It's not always when I need to. When I feel I need to. And I don't know if you have an attitude. Some of you might. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Some of you might not. That's not necessarily a bad thing either. The point being, there is nothing about me that makes me intrinsically more worthy of a peaceful existence filled with love and community. The only difference is I'm willing to receive it now. I'm willing to go out of my way to further cultivate that now. I don't feel so unsafe in myself and my life that I'm hiding myself away, closing myself off, even from the people who have always kept me safe in everything I experience. For some of us, that's what you do because unfortunately, that's all you've had. And I'm here to tell you there's so much more than just that. There's so much more than just that. There are those of us who are willing to hold a space for you so sacred that you can finally have a good night's rest without fear of what will happen while you're asleep. Celestial teacher. For many of us, we have specific people in our lives who are helping us to learn, either through adversarial maneuvering on their end or by sheer support, love, and unconditional presence. Be grateful for both. Be grateful for both, but know exactly which one you have in front of you. It's important to properly identify how someone is serving their purpose in your life so that you don't disappoint yourself, so that your expectation is fully aligned with the reality of what this person is going to do to serve their purpose in your life. You also are like this for other people. You serve a purpose in someone else's life that you probably are not aware of, right? So let go. You have to let go of these preconceived notions of how everything is going to play out, the timeline, the details, how your efforts are going to translate into tangible experiences. It's a toss up. It's life is a free for all. There's nothing that's guaranteed in regards to how you'll experience something. Okay. Hope in reverse. This is telling me you need to graduate from that space of hope, simply hoping that things turn out, and enter, consciously choosing to enter into a space of knowing, gnosis. When you allow your faith and your hope to mature, to grow, it turns into the ripe fruit of knowledge. And when you begin to apply that knowledge that you have earned, it then becomes wisdom. And you are less likely to repeat the same cycles, right? Um, oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm seeing something on Facebook that needs to be banned. All right. Final card. La 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 la. So there's someone that wrote something on Facebook, and I feel the petty in me wanting to be entertained. So I'm going to address it. It says, I'm a bit confused with something. That's why it took me a while. I seem nervous or scared, unsure what to do. You're confused because the demons are in your head, encouraging you to act out of pocket on someone else's page. Go poach for clients somewhere else. The people who join me on live streams are people who can smell your stank fish scent. Yeah. 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 They can tell you're full of shit. Yep. You should try a different page. You should. Because this is a space where I intentionally cultivate people thinking for themselves and being empowered within themselves. I rebuke you, Satan. I cover you in the blood of Yeshua. Not today, Satan. Not any day. Leave my people alone. Oh my gosh, that's just so dramatic. That's so dramatic. It's like an entire dissertation in the comments. Let me tell you, I'm going to provide you a service and I'm going to write the bullshit that you write for you so it could be at least somewhat believable. You know what I'm saying? That'll be $3,000. I'll write it for you because what you wrote is just stupid. It is. It looks stupid. It sounds stupid. Let's see. I'm just going to read a little part of it. Go forward in your decision. You need to be independent on your own. Change is hard, even scary, but you need to have confidence in yourself and you will be fine. I feel like you're not even using punctuation marks. I feel like you're having problems with family or someone close to you have known for a long time that make you feel unhappy with what you're seeing around you. And you're having some disappointment from those who trusted most in your life. Like, bro, punctuation is free. You don't get charged for periods, question marks, apostrophes, commas. Those are all free. Those are all free. Invest in your business and at least go to like chat, whatever the fuck that AI is. Ask them to write it for you. What the fuck? It's a whole infomercial. If you guys could see the length of what this is. Uh, okay, my pettiness is satisfied. Sorry, I just needed to vent some pettiness because I still have quite a bit of pre-workout in my system. Okay, let me just drink my recovery drink for a second. All right. Card number 6. Tromanagmo. Mhm. Mhm. She arises instinctively responding to a severe threat to your well-being, freedom, and sacred fulfillment. Her fierce form causes the impure to tremble and the pure of heart to move closer. She is ferocious in her wrath against injustice. Dispense with thoughts of vengeance. Pray for mercy for all beings, especially those trapped in patterns of consciousness harmful towards themselves and others. Open your heart to her heart and allow her to attend to all matters of karma while you remain true to your higher self. So, um, this really ties into everything we've been talking about, where there's no need to retaliate. There's a need to recognize when a correction is necessary, and a need to recognize when complete withdrawal and removal of access to you is what is most appropriate. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. To anyone. Okay? This will change your life when you begin allowing things to unfold in the way that it's destined to give you clarity, direction, and understanding. My God, you're going to be so empowered. But join me on these videos, anyways, even if you don't need what I have to say. It's fun. We hang out. It's fun. I don't even expect people to take everything I say as though it's the word of God. It's not. These are my opinions. These are my opinions. The only thing that I can gift you is a differing perception, just because I see life differently. That's all. But it's still just an opinion, not more or less valid than your opinion. Really claim your power over yourself and your life. Stop pretending you don't know what to do. Soul is making things possible for you right now, during this period. Let it. Let it. Kali is so responsive to those in need of her that she will manifest in unlimited forms to provide the necessary protections. Her fiercest forms manifest to support us in confronting powerful darkness within ourselves, others, and our world. In Tibetan Buddhism, a Dakini or sky dancer is a feminine spiritual being offering guidance and protection. The Dakini, known as Tromanagmo and also as Kroda Kali, is a fiercely protective divine feminine being, upon whom we can meditate. As we place our focus upon her, we enter into her being for sanctuary. Her appearance is meant to be repelling for a spiritual purpose, not to keep us away from her. So allow any fear or aversion that arises as you contemplate her to rise and then fall away. This is how contemplation upon this sacred being becomes an act of spiritual cleansing and psychological release. As the aversion dissipates, our sanctuary with her is activated from a pure, trusting heart, deflecting unwanted negative energies and psychic contaminants. Tromanagmo is our black, wrathful mother of tantric wisdom. As our mother, she is available to all hearts who seek her protection, teachings, and assistance. She is a fiercer form of the already fierce Vajra Yogini from the Tibetan spiritual tradition. As such, she takes spiritual protection to the highest level. She is associated with the Tibetan practice of Chod, which facilitates complete fearlessness, rapid spiritual growth, and the severing of attachment. The word Chod translates to cutting through. Tromanagmo's presence in a reading indicates that you will outgrow any issue, even those so persistent as to last for a very long time, or that appear to be beyond your capacity to overcome. This confronting, powerful obstacle may be an attachment, stuck pattern, or unhealthy misuse of energy. It may be a set of circumstances you have created or that another has imposed upon you. It may relate to this or other lifetimes. Whatever the cause, her presence indicates it is time for it to end. It's time for it to end. Whatever you've suffered through, whatever you've struggled through, it does not have to continue anymore. But that is a choice that you need to make for yourself. That is a conclusion you have to come to on your own. As you move close to her presence in your heart, you will be able to cut through the mental and emotional clinging to a particular outcome or interpretation, so the situation unravels rapidly, allowing for swift progress on your soul path. If you have felt as though the way forward in any matter of concern has been barred, her spiritual intervention to clear it is imminent. No obstacle can withstand her will. No suffering can continue in her presence. Her ways are exceptional and expedient, precise and effective. Liberation and entitlement, and enlightened empowerment are always the results of her activity. An expanded capacity to accomplish your sacred work is indicated, and it shall bring far reaching benefits for all. Let me repeat that because I feel like that's such an important thing to allow. Okay. An expanded capacity to accomplish your sacred work is indicated, and it shall bring far reaching benefits for all. Your capability is increasing. You are being elevated in what you can accomplish for yourself. And if you allow this process, if you flow with it, far reaching benefits for all is what will happen. Not just for you, for all. For all. Give up your notions of how things should be and seek sanctuary in the wild, wrathful wisdom unfolding. It may seem to be chaotic. It may seem like a bumpy ride at times, but there is a loving intelligence guiding the process, and you are safe. You may not understand her wisdom and method, but you can trust in what is happening, especially the things breaking apart or arising anew. Any pain you may be experiencing now is so much less than what would have taken root if certain circumstances were allowed to continue. If you halt whatever ugliness is trying to root into your life, if you halt it now, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much you're avoiding. You have no idea how much suffering you will have avoided. When a boundary needs to be set, it is not a time to play nice, nor to pacify people or circumstances attempting to exploit your good nature. Tromonogmo shall not stand for such disrespect, and trying to keep the peace by cultivating behaviors that are not self-honoring will backfire. You're being warned by your own soul. Now is not the time to be nice. It's not the time to be ugly, but it's not the time to be fake nice, to try and keep a peace that does not even exist. Now is not the time for that. Authenticity with compassionate detachment is the only way forward now. Trust in her more than you trust in your doubts or fears. She has the power to bring about what needs to occur. There's a few things I'm being called to read over. Any pain you may be experiencing now is so much less than what would have taken root if certain circumstances were allowed to continue. There is this plant. It's called bull thistle. Has a lot of thorns. It's a prickly mofo. And it's a weed. It's a weed. It pretty much grows globally. And bull thistle, if you don't address it right at the start, oh my God, the way it takes over an entire space And it's not just an eyesore. It has thorns like a mofo, and it grows tall. It grows very tall. If you address it right when it's still small, it won't have the opportunity to really root. And if it doesn't have that opportunity, it's not going to have the opportunity to also develop its seeds and scatter it across your auric field. You need to address things now. I don't know what needs to be addressed. I don't know who I'm even talking to. You, however, know what your life is experiencing. You know if this message is for you. You need to address it now. Do not wait. Don't rush into it, but don't wait. Don't drag it out. Don't convince yourself that you are tripping, and if you just stay quiet, that it will resolve. It's not going to. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Another thing, when a boundary needs to be set, it's not a time to play nice, nor to pacify people or circumstances attempting to exploit your good nature. I would love for you to be able to avoid this very lesson that I had to go through for almost 2 years. It was so unnecessary of me to drag it out that long. I had to learn this a very hard way. And after I learned this, another cycle was initiated and I let it happen again. And you know what happened with that second cycle? I'm still in a fucking legal battle, a criminal case and civil suit to correct this behavior. Why? Because I was too fucking nice and too fucking patient. And predatory people will take advantage of that. Know when it's appropriate to be that, and when you are screwing yourself because of that. No more. I will never be anything but a kind person. That is part of my character. That is who I am. But now, sometimes the kindest thing that I can do for someone, especially if they are predatory and exploitative, is put them in their fucking place immediately. Let me do both of us a favor. You're not going to get away with bullshit here. I will stomp you the fuck out. Whatever fire you're trying to set, I will stomp it out immediately. And then I will go right back to being kind to the people who are able and willing to receive my kindness in its softer state. I would hope that whoever needed to hear that has heard it and has recognized, I am speaking directly to you. I absolutely honor whatever you choose. But I would hope you would show yourself some compassion, maybe for the first time in your life, and choose your peace rather than choosing the struggle. I would hope that you have grown enough to be able to choose loving yourself over offering yourself as a sacrifice to someone's ego. That's not going to earn you points. There are no points to earn. There are simply experiences that grow your awareness of yourself and your power over your journey. So let yourself grow. Let yourself become an even more powerful expression of kindness by first giving yourself that compassion and that grace. So people will learn you now have standards, and to abide by the expectations, reasonable expectations of reciprocal respect, right? It's not that people have to respect you. It's that you are setting the standard that in this space, there must be reciprocated respect. I'm going to offer you respect as a standard practice. And it is my expectation for you to also respect me. That's powerful. That is powerful. Step into your power and watch your life change. Watch yourself blossom. You deserve it. I got to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'm considering going live tonight on TikTok. If you'd like to get expedites. Did I go live last night? I don't know if I went live last night. I might not go live then. I don't know. Okay. Well, here it is. If you'd like to get expedites and join me on TikTok tonight, later this evening, click on this QR code or the link in the comments. If you would like to participate in the comfort care meditation, this is where if you have chronic pain, if you have a lot of imbalances that are causing you to feel very uncentered, this is a beautiful 1 hour meditation where I'm just flooding the space with so much frequency. The few times that I've had the comfort care meditation, I think it was twice already that I've had it. Everyone had such a phenomenal experience. The comfort care meditation is specifically geared for those who experience chronic pain that is not being remedied by prescriptions. For those who are in chronic pain and you're on prescriptions too, and it's just not helping, really seriously consider the comfort care meditation. It's had some very good benefits for people who have joined in the past. I also have new dates for the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop. If you missed it the last time I had it, I heard you guys. I've had a lot of people reach out and be like, when are you doing it again? I couldn't do it that time. This event is now available. If you click on the QR code or the link in the comment, it'll give you all the details of when and how everything works. And last but not least, if you are ready to really unhook from this system, right? This system where you just feel so oppressed, you feel so used, underappreciated, overworked, you don't have time to heal yourself, your health problems are compounding. It's time. It is time for you to work for yourself. You do so much to make someone else financially wealthy. You need to start benefiting from all your effort. You need to. If you don't know where to start, if you don't know what direction to go in, soul-based business mentorship, I will connect with your higher self and give you instruction directly from your higher self. I am not a licensed business advisor. This is completely clairvoyant. I've seen beautiful things. Quite a few people have already had the soul-based business mentorship. It's a private session. And man, I don't have any fears of how the world will turn out. I've seen what people are destined to do and become, and this world is going to be even more beautiful than we imagined. Soul-based business mentorship. If you're ready, jump on it. If you are ready, make it happen, and I can help you. Okay? So click on that QR code or the link in the comment, whatever is more convenient for you. Oh, there was a notification that came through earlier today. Where is it? Oh my gosh. There was a notification. Hold on. I got to find it. It's specifically for Pisceans. I was at the gym and I was like, oh my God. Seriously. I totally was like, oh my God. I'm claiming that. Okay. Let me find it. It's from Minnow Pond, obviously, because that's really the only notifications I talk about. Where is he? Pisces. You guys, he says, Pisces, you are getting very serious about your destiny. Bitch, I am. And then, oh my gosh, Cancer says, this will make you very happy. Big wins ahead. I got Cancer in my chart too. And then I was baked in a Scorpio oven. My mom had so much Scorpio in her chart. It's all Scorpio and Pisces. It says surprising revelations. And then, of course, I think Taurus is my midheaven. I'm not sure. I might just be making that up. Taurus is somewhere in my chart. Are you being stubborn? No. Yes, I am. I am. I'm working through it. I'm working through it, Minnow Pond. I'm working through it. Please. Please don't call me out. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I think I am gonna go live on TikTok later today. If you would like to purchase any type of expedited request, ooh, I have newly offered etheric medi eval, and that lets me do all of the medical stuff, etheric medicine stuff that is necessary to rebalance your field. I finally am offering it. Okay, I gotta go. It's time for me to eat. I love you guys. I'll see you again very soon. Yes, yes. Okay, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live and find me on TikTok. I'm Emmy Evolving Across the Board. Look for me. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.